Hello Access, it's Dave here, and today I'm joined by Nath.
Hello.
And we're talking about GT6, 6 new tracks you have to race.
Yes, 6 for 6.
Exactly, 6 for 6.
36.
We're going to jump straight in with one of the new real-world tracks that's making its debut. This is Mount Panorama. What do you think the little map there looks like, Nath?
A guitar.
I think it looks like a guitar. If it was like
one of those electric
twinned,
ones without a fret top.
Yeah. If it was twinned with like a dagger.
That's what people have tuned in for. Tell me about this race.
What, you wanted to know more than just what it looks like from a top-down perspective? Okay, fine. So Mount Panorama, it's obviously it's like I said, brand new to GT6, and it's the first time, in fact, that a track from Oceania has been in the game, any of the GT games. I think that's amazing.
Oceania was a land that only existed in shampoo adverts.
No, it's real, apparently. That's what my bit of paper says. This is actually a track in Australia where they hold the Bathurst 1000. I know you're a big motorsports fan, so that'll mean lots to you.
The memories.
And this is actual footage from the Bathurst 1000. This is me playing the game.
Do you know, there's always that thing with GT where you kind of look at the instant replay and it's like the little imperfections on the road and stuff, and you just kind of go...
I really like the replay. Like, they've, as someone who watches quite a bit of motorsport, they've really nailed like how we film motorsport.
Right.
I mean, like, not just the actual cars and the place, like
before
the way
we run
it's
out of footage,
filmed.
Dave, tell me how this looks like. It's quite an undulating course. How does it drive?
Yeah, well, it's sort of, I mean, the clue's in the name, Mount Panorama. It is sort of on a mountain, I guess. It's got really like extreme ascents and descents. So that like adds like a real bit of a test. It's one of those tracks you have to really master. Right. It's also really confined, so there's walls on either side for a lot of the track. If you make a mistake, you're going into the wall, and then that's it. Like, you can't sort of run off and get away with it. Yeah. So it's one of those you really have to learn, and it's quite a long track as well. It's like 3.8 miles long, the lap, and it's got a really long straight, which is why I chose this car, because it goes really fast.
It looks really sunny.
Made me feel. It's Australia. It never rains. That's what I learned from watching Neighbours. Yeah. Forever.
Okay, Dave, where are we going next?
Okay, so next we're going again to another real-world track. It's Ascari, which is in Spain.
This one looks like Klingon Bird of Prey.
It does, actually, or like the Enterprise from a weird angle. But okay, so Ascari, as I said, is in Spain. It's Ascari Race Resort is its full name, and it's named after the F1 champion Ascari.
Jimmy Ascari.
Jimmy Ascari, yeah, exactly. I knew you were into this stuff. And it's right by a place called Ronda, which is like actually built into a mountain. That is the mountain, I think. Yeah. Like, it's actually cut out of the mountain.
These shots here where there's the depth of field, that's when it looks real. It's
I know.
Unbelievable.
So you can see this is like a really different track to Mount Panorama. It's much wider and like flatter, so there's loads of space to like overtake and loads of runoff if you make a bit of a mistake, which I almost never do. That's fine there. That was meant to happen.
But it does. You were just for the cameras.
Exactly, sure. And the thing about it is, like I said, being named after Ascari, it's also references loads of real-world tracks. So in the bends, the corners. So it's got a corner that is taken like straight from Spa. Right. It's got a corner that's taken from Silverstone, and it also features corners taken from Daytona.
Wow!
And you know what I want you to do?
Daytona.
That was no. I just want you to like to go, yeah.
God, I love that music. I could just keep going. I used to play Daytona USA on a PC with 4 keys.
Well, let's keep going. And the next place on the list is Willow Springs International Raceway, in particular the Big Willow.
Okay, what does that look like? It looks like a gun.
I think so, gun in a holster.
Yeah.
And so the Big Willow...
There you are in your car.
Again, this is another real-world track that has made it into the game.
It's dusky, Dave. I can't tell if it's very late at night or
this
very
is
early
my
in the morning.
favourite thing
this looks like
about
No Country
this track.
for Old Men.
I know, it's really, really cool. So it's just outside of Los Angeles, so it's in that sort of deserty...
That is a desert, it's Nevada, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Nevada
the Nevada, yeah.
Cool.
I said a word. That was not a word. But it's California, it's not Nevada, right? Yeah, LA. Come on, geography desert. Man. Anyway, the really cool thing about this track is, I mean, by default you're playing it at dusk. Right. So it started off quite bright, and you can see it's getting darker and darker, and the sun starts to set behind the mountains. That's really nice. It's really nice. It's a really high speed track, maybe not in a Land Rover. Yeah. But there's very little braking, so it's just big high speed corners.
There's a really peculiar light in that part of the world at that time of day as well.
Yeah.
It just looks unbelievable.
And the sun behind the mountain is so
Look at that
cool.
shot,
It looks like an advert. It looks like
the rest of the week off because it's Friday afternoon.
Yeah. Thanks so much. Oh man, that's really touched me. So this is like a 2.5 mile lap, so it's like a decent length to, and as I said, like get up some really high speed, and there's very little braking. So if you nail it, you feel like a king.
And you decided to race it in a Land Rover?
Yeah.
Cool.
Just for
reasons.
For reasons that I won't go into right now.
And where to next now, Dave?
Next up is the GT Arena, which
Okay.
isn't real. What does that look like?
It looks like GT.
It looks like the GT logo.
That is
It's
cool.
the GT logo. That's what it is. How cool is that? So this is really, really short. This isn't real. I don't know if I said that already. Sadly, not yet. But
we could build it.
I think Yamauchi-san has got plans. Right, that's all I'm saying. So it's like tens of thousands of spectators apparently in this massive arena.
Why not millions?
Yeah. In this arena, where the track is shaped like the GT logo, which is cool, and it's really short. It's like 600 meters, I think 650 meters or something. So it's really suited to go-karts and like small cars. But I mean, you can race it in whatever you want if you're mad.
I'm pleased that you've decided on a very sensible choice.
You could probably drift your way all around this in like a really high-powered car, so just never stop drifting, which would be quite cool.
I'm transfixed by your small driving.
I know.
I don't know why.
I really liked sitting on the line and you rev the engine and you can watch his little foot on the pedal go up and down.
I feel like we're on a holiday and you're showing me different places. Where are we going next?
Okay, so next we're going to Switzerland, to the Matterhorn.
Okay.
You can see there's 4 tracks in the Matterhorn area.
I'm trying to think about what that one looks like.
I went with Ron Bowden because I thought it sounded the funniest, and it looks just like a big squiggle. I think we're just that one.
I thought it looked like a moose, a very thin moose.
Okay, thin moose. Yeah, that's pretty cool. This is one of my favourite tracks, I think, that I have raced. So it's not actually on the Matterhorn. It has views of the Matterhorn, and it isn't real, sadly. It's not a real track you could go and race in the real
world. What are you driving here? You look like
why
a
would you need to? It's a Camaro. It's red.
Yes, a red Camaro.
I mean, need I say any more? So this is, like I said, it's not on the Matterhorn, but it's got views of the Matterhorn, but it's still on like a sort of mountainy kind of a place. So you can see it's got really steep ups and downs, which makes it quite. You have to concentrate really hard, which I didn't, as you'll probably see in a minute. Going up going up 1 minute and then immediately coming back down again. I've just completely lost it. Didn't pay attention to the braking, and you can go all over the place. And I think this is just like, this is what I think of when I think, look at that. That happened, but I saved it. It's fine. This is what I think of when I think of GT. Like this sort of, I love these mountain routes that they do, like making the most of the engine, and you couldn't actually race this in the real world, but you can do it in GT, and I don't know why you want to do it in the real world after you've done it here. It's so good with all these amazing cars. So it's quite a long-ish lap, and it's got some really tight technical turns. Like there's a really tight little tunnel section and stuff, but it's wide enough to overtake like that.
Nice.
So there's a tight turn. Nasty. So
when is your downfall? That's what I'm looking forward to.
There's not a big downfall. That was like the bit when I came off the track. I thought
already
it was
happened.
Yeah. I think I win this race too. I win them all.
I was excited about watching you spin off and like just a cascading fireball.
No, just overtaking. Endless overtaking.
Let's start looking at the mountain.
Which takes us onto the last of the tracks we're featuring today, which is we're going to Goodwood to do the hill climb.
The Festival of Speed?
That's right, Nath. You have been invited personally by Lord March.
Right.
To come and do the hill climb at Goodwood. Now, you might have seen our other video where Rob challenged me to do the Festival of Speed, and I won't say how I did. You'll have to watch it and find out. But pretty good, I think. I mean, you've seen the rest of this video. It's obvious. I had to choose Goodwood because, I mean, it's only quite a short track. But it's just the prestige of it is amazing, and The hill climb. I don't know if you know. I mean, obviously, I'm sure you know. Goodwood is like a really famous yearly festival in the UK.
I do, but only because of GT.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. But the hill climb, you can only. It's like a really prestigious thing. Only a handful of drivers have got to do it, because you have to be invited personally by Lord March, because it's on his like ground.
Kazunori Yamauchi was going to do it this year.
I know. I know. What are the chances? Such a shame for him.
I think he was very upset.
Yeah, I bet he was. So it's just like an amazing, prestigious event. Like, I just love how sort of like British it is, lined with hay bales and stuff.
It looks like all the cutaways in the Avengers.
Yeah.
They used to go from one place to the other, especially because of the car you've chosen.
It's a really good excuse. I mean, this track just feels right doing it in like a really classic car. It's like a really good excuse to use all the nice classic cars in the game, and just feels like what they were meant for.
It reminds me of when there was sun.
Yeah, I know.
In
That's
the world.
such a long time ago.
Thanks for showing me those 6 tracks, Dave.
That's fine.
What really quickly before we leave, what else is brilliant about GT6? You've been playing it for a lot of the week.
What else? There's so much actually. There's so much.
I saw you knocking over some cones.
Yeah, so they've got these new coffee break challenges, which I really like, which are sort of, as they suggest, I guess, little short challenges that are fun to play but hard to master. Like, for instance, knocking over a certain number of cones within an amount of time, which requires like really skillful driving actually. It's got the return of photo mode, which just is amazing.
It's like a really expensive camera.
Yeah, it's amazing. So not only can you pause a replay at any point, do a race and then watch the replay back and pause it at any point, then place a camera wherever you want within that scene, and then fiddle with the camera and take an amazing picture. It's also got a dedicated world sort of photo mode. I think it's called Photo Tour, where you can take cars to these really famous locations around the world. Like there's a science museum in Spain, which is just amazing, and just set them up. It's like shooting an advert or something. Set the car exactly how you want it, and then use the camera exactly how you want it, and that's amazing. Those are probably 2 of my favourite features, I think. But it's just a massive, vast game. I think there's over 1,000 cars. So good luck getting all of those. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe for more videos from PlayStation Access.
Bye.